Hey everybody, this is Queen. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe and like the video and share it with somebody who might need it. Hi everybody. Welcome to the channel. I am Queen. This is Nuworld. We doing something a little different today. I wanted to have a conversation with you guys about something that I speak about quite often on this channel, but we never really fully dive into it. But I noticed that here in the modern age, what they like to call it, there's a lot of people who are getting in touch with themselves and going back to their roots and practicing magic and whatnot. Okay. I already told you guys a million times over here what my stance is on magic. Big Mama, who is my one true spirit guide. A lot of people ask me, who is she talking to? Who is Big Mama? Big Mama is my grandmother, and she is my one spirit guide that I trust. She is like my spiritual security. If anybody wants to talk to me in the spiritual realm, they have to go through her. Okay, for those of you who don't understand. Anywho, we have a situation that happened here recently where Duchess Dior, it's a young lady who was an influencer over on Facebook, was unalived during the live while she was outing her husband. They were having an argument, something that seemed to happen quite often in their relationship. And we didn't actually see him unalive her, but we can kind of read between the lines. The live is very chaotic. It's a lot of yelling. It's a lot of just... I'm not going to play it, okay? It's a lot going on in the live. If you want to go watch it, her name is Duchess Dior, but after you watch this, okay? Thumbs up the video, everybody, please, and thank you so much. Anyways, I wanted to come on here and kind of stress to you guys some things that I have learned over the years about different situations, toxic relationships and toxic children and, love spells and rituals and blood oaths and pacts and a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you guys about, okay? So, first things first, anybody knows who Krishan Rock is. From the very beginning of the relationship with her and Blueface, there was... anybody who was watching what was going on between them two, you could kind of tell there was some toxic mess going on with them. Blueface continued to tell her on record every chance he got how much he did not like her, how much he did not want to have a baby with her, how much he did not really want to be with her, how much he really was just in it for the money. I said this when I did their reading before, he's the new age Ike Turner, okay? Even before she got pregnant with that child, I called out the pregnancy. Before she went to the doctor, before she was excited about it, before the whole situation went down, go watch the reading yourself. I called it out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pin it on this video when I'm done here. Anyhow, Duchess Dior and her husband were on live, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, and they, as they went on arguing, they started talking about these spells. She was like, you trying to put a love spell on me? And he was like, yeah, you put witchcraft on me and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Okay. First of all, ladies, I need y'all to get with it, okay? I need y'all to come into 2025 with me, okay? Let me explain something to you. There are a lot of warlocks walking around here. I don't know why people think when they hear black magic, witchcraft, they automatically think it has something to do with pertaining to women. That is not true. Men and women both dibble and dabble in magic, okay? It just is what it is. Y'all got to get over it. It's 2025. This is not back in the day. It's real, okay? So, anywho, I want to explain something to you guys first and foremost, okay? First and foremost, let's talk about karmic relationships, okay? What is a karmic relationship, right? We hear the term thrown around all over the place. We don't know what it really means. We just know that bad things happen in the relationship. So as things bad start to happen in the relationship, we automatically call it karmic, all right? But there's a difference between karmic relationships and divine relationships or twin flame relationships. And I'm going to tell you the difference because some of them have similarities. So first things first, a karmic relationship is a relationship where you get with someone. It could possibly be for whatever reason. You're drawn to the person. Sometimes you guys, do the toxic. Some people like toxic shit, whatever. But you get with this person, things start going haywire in your world. There's a lot of toxicity. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of disagreements, a lot of sometimes DV, sometimes graping, sometimes it could be a numerous amount of things, cheating, whatever. Okay. And a lot of times that's when trauma bonding occurs. Okay. Trauma bonding is when someone is being traumatized in a relationship, and through the trauma, instead of them picking up their things and leaving, they're actually bonding with the person. So, like, not necessarily pillow talking, but making excuses. If you guys ever watched What's Love Got to Do with It with Ike Turner and Tina Turner, you remember when he beat her side of her head when they were having a pool party, and Jackie, her friend, came in the room and went to give her the tissue, and she said, no, it's my fault. I shouldn't have insulted him when I know he worked hard, he's trying. And her friend was like, are you crazy? It's like that. It's like you're making excuses for this person's behavior. So he whooping on you and you telling yourself he's just stressed out and, oh my God, he just lost his job, or, his mama just died, or whatever the case may be. But you're making excuses to stay in this situation, okay? So with Krishan Rock and Blueface, we watched her do everything to try to keep that man. He kept cheating on her with Jada and Alexis. He went and got Jada and Alexis pregnant. Krishan Rock crashed out about that situation. And then very soon after that, she ended up getting pregnant with a karmic child. Okay. Now, unfortunately, in my reading that I did on Krishan Rock and Blueface, it did come out that either the child was not going to survive, or it wasn't wanted, or something, a mishap was going to happen with the pregnancy. And we all see that there's something going on. Nobody can really diagnose this child and can tell you what's happening with him, but we all know that a 2-year-old should be developing much, much faster than her child is. So nobody knows what it is exactly. Now, we can speculate because we did watch her drink. We watched her smoke weed. We watched her do all that stuff while she was full-blown pregnant. So we know something's up. We just don't know what it is, okay? Okay. Now, when you are in a karmic relationship with somebody and you decide to have a child, you are giving birth to a karmic child, okay? And I'm going to explain, hey, shout out to Storm Monroe. You said, and that's why she didn't have that baby in California. Yeah. Well, let me explain it a little bit further for you guys, okay? So it's going to make sense when I'm done, so just bear with me, okay? So, some of you have seen situations, some of you are in situations, and some of you have been in situations where you're with a person, the relationship is toxic. You find out this person is a narcissist. Maybe you got married. Maybe, children somehow get involved in this situation, right? And then once you and the person break up, or, you're separated, or you're just in this relationship miserable together, you start to notice that this child starts to act out and behave in a way that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Okay? So, for instance, I have a cousin that my uncle is a pastor, okay? My cousin, and my uncle has been a pastor since I was little. My cousin was like in his 20s when all of this happened. He ended up getting in a gang, and he ended up overdosing. He unalived and all this other stuff. But my uncle has 5 children. Out of his 5 children, that one is the only one that went and did something totally different. But he cheated on his wife and got another woman pregnant with that child. Okay? Now, I'm not blaming anybody for anything. I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding of what happened. I love my little cousin. I love him with all my heart. It just is what it is. But he was a bad seed, okay? So, some of you guys hear things that's happening online where a son unalives his mother. The mother tried to put her son out, he unalived her. Woman tries to leave her husband, and he unalives the whole family. Sister tries to kick her brother out, and he unalives her and his nieces and nephews. You guys hear it all the time. You hear it all the freaking time. Or some parent has to unalive this child who's trying to unalive them. We hear about it all the time, but we don't make the connection, because in our mind we like, oh, in the last days this and this and this is gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you the reason why things are happening the way that they are. you are giving birth to karmic children. If you are in a relationship with a karmic and there is a child that is produced during that relationship and you give birth to it, you are literally giving birth to your enemy a lot of times. Not all the time, but majority of the time you are giving birth to your enemy. So when you and this child are bumping heads, when this kid turns 15, 16 years old and they get defiant and they want to fight on you and they want to tear up your house and they want to cuss you out and they want to beat you up and they want to use people against you. I've heard so many stories of boys raping their mothers. And listen, y'all, it's so deep that people don't understand how deep it is. But a lot of times you are giving birth to your enemy. And I'm going to tell you who understands that more than anybody. Becky. And I'm going to tell you the reason why Becky understands this. And this is no disrespect to anybody, okay? If you happen to be Becky, look, girl, listen, just bear with me, honey. Ain't nobody taking shots at you, but just listen, okay? There was a time in Europe where there were so many white women that had taken their mixed offspring and abandoned them. That it was an epidemic. It was literally an epidemic. The women were giving up their children for adoption and abandoning them. You know how we had that safe haven thing where you can take your children to the firehouse or the hospital? Them women were doing that so bad, y'all, it made the freaking news. Okay? Becky understands this. And mostly Bradley understands it more than anything. When you hear people say things like, I don't date outside my race. Some people get offended by that. Okay, some people get offended by that. But I'm going to tell you something. Even dating inside of your race is dangerous. Dating outside makes it extremely, extremely dangerous. But even dating inside your race is extremely dangerous, because you have to know that there are two different bloodlines that are going on in this earth. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what nationality you are. There are two different bloodlines. There's righteous and there's the unrighteous. Those are the only two types of blood. Okay? Yeah, you got O and A and AB and all that other shit and minus and plus and everything like that. But there are two, according to spiritually, there are two different types of bloodline. Righteous and unrighteous. Okay? So when Krishan Rock got pregnant with Lil Junior, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I left some things out of that reading because I do not like to attack children. I do not like to say negative things about children. Even if it comes to me during a reading, something negative about a child, I try my best to omit it and not even speak on it, because I don't want it to manifest. Okay? But I kept a lot. When I talked about that baby in that reading, when I tell you I kept so much shit to myself that Big Mama was telling me about that baby, I was like, just, Queen, don't do it. Because if somebody say something about one of your little punk ass kids, you know you be ready to snap. So don't say nothing about this baby. Just let them know that this baby is not wanted. And that's what I did. Now, when it comes to love spells, I have stressed this 1,000,001 times over here on this platform, guys. The only successful love spells are the ones that end in some sort of a tragic situation. These people that you see online telling you to burn these candles and write this person's name and bury their drawers in the yard and all the shit I done heard. It goes crazy. Like, some of this stuff is just unbelievable. Okay? I'm telling you, the only successful love spells are the ones that end like Duchess Dior's situation. They're the only ones. Or like Krishan Rock. Now, I want to explain something. I want to go a little bit further with you guys, because what we watched was a blood ritual, and a lot of you guys don't know that's what we watched. Okay, so please thumbs up everybody that's in here. Please take a quick moment to thumbs up the video, please. Okay, but I'm gonna Google this so I don't forget anything. Okay, because Big Mama be showing me some stuff, and sometimes I don't understand it. I have to go on Google and be like, girl, what are you talking about? Okay. Let me say this as well, and I really, really hope that I do not offend anybody who's religious, but the practice of communion in church is a blood ritual. Eating flesh and drinking blood is a ritual. And anybody who's practicing this needs to understand that that is a ritual. Okay, you might not want to accept it as one, but that's what it is. Okay, but I'm going to read this to you guys really quickly. A blood ritual is a ceremonial act that involves the use of blood, either animal or human, as a core element in a religious, magical, or social practice. These rituals are diverse, spanning from ancient practices to modern day interpretations, and often involve symbolic acts of sacrifice, purification, or binding. Okay? The symbolism of blood. Blood is often seen as a potent life force, a conduit to the spiritual realm, and a symbol of sacrifice, cleansing, and connection. Okay? I just want to read that part for you guys because I want you to understand what it is that's happening here, okay? So, when we watch Krishan Rock go and get Blueface's name tattooed on her face, everybody was like, oh my God, why she go get his name on her face? Her face is so pretty. Why did you ruin your face like that, Krishan? But they missed what was actually happening. And I'm going to tell you who does spells the most and don't even recognize they're doing it is a lot of time it's religious people. They do spells all the freaking time and have no idea that they're doing it. It's so annoying, okay? But anyways, during a tattoo, a lot of times we bleed. We all know that, okay? I have several tattoos. Well, I only have 6, but I have several tattoos myself. You know, a lot of you guys have tattoos or have had tattoos or seen people get tattoos. And you know, a lot of times during those tattoos, we do bleed. That is a blood ritual. The ancient Indian people, the natives, the aboriginals, whatever you want to call them, the people who originated on Earth from a long time ago, they understood that. They knew that that was a blood ritual. Okay? Now we have lost our way. A lot of us, we have lost our way. We have no clue what's real. We have no clue what's fake. Everybody's running around talking about we live in a simulation. People, what's his name, 607 Unc over here looking up in the sky. I don't know what the fuck he be looking at. I mean, he do be telling a lot of truth, but child, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, people need to take mushrooms in order to, you know, contact the spiritual realm, and people want to get high in order to, you know, be closer to God and the universe and the ancestors. It's just a lot of weird shit going on nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of weirdo shit going on. And I'm not here to judge anybody because I do talk to Big Mama and she is invisible to y'all too. So I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I'm a, you know, the pot trying to call the kettle black. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm saying is people need to understand what it is that's going on before they go dipping and dabbling and shit, right? Now, Krishan Rock, we know clearly did not want Blueface to leave her. She said it all the time. She even said one time, I don't know if you guys remember this, but she said, I wish I can catch the AIDS so I can give it to him so me and that nigga can be together forever. I was like, is the D that good? I don't want no parts of that shit. Keep that, okay? I don't want no D that got me wanting to unalive myself to keep somebody. I just don't. I don't. But as crazy as that sounds, you guys, there are a lot of people who think that way. There are a lot of women who believe that way. There are a lot of men who believe that way. And unfortunately for her, her esteem is, people say how pretty she is, but that girl esteem is in the it's underneath the trash, underneath the dumpster. Krishan Rock has 0 to no fucking esteem. Yes, she's a pretty girl. I think she's starting to believe it now more and more that the fans are telling her that. But that girl has, her esteem is in the dumps. It's in the dumps. Nobody goes that far above and beyond for a man. Even now, we watch her get into a relationship with another guy and then leave him because Blueface said something to her. That's how much power and control he has over her. Hey, Cynthia. Who's doing love spells to get a man? Do you know how desperate and pathetic one has to be to do a love spell to get a black man? To get any man, really. Because I don't, to be honest, the pickings are very slim. The pickings are very slim. But, you know, the issue with that is not necessarily the love spell in itself. It's the fact that people don't know that love spells don't work. Okay, binding spells don't work. Yeah, you're gonna bind this person to you, but what about when they don't want to be with you anymore? What about when they start to hate you? Hey, Sin. What about when their thoughts start going bananas and they start to resent you for certain things and they feel like they want to slap you side your head or unalive you? He's not gonna be that man that's gonna go get in the car and drive off and go for a ride and come back and be like, okay, I had to cool off. I had to go let some demons out of my system and come back and, enjoy my girl or my wife or whatever. He's gonna stick around. And we don't know what energy is going to take over. Is it going to be the positive or is it going to be the negative? Everybody, thumbs up this video for me really quickly, please. I got too many of y'all in here for y'all that don't do me like that. I love ya. I say I love ya. Okay. That's not how people were not for. Like, I'm not gonna go there with you. Yes, having to do a love spell does equal he don't want you, but unfortunately, there's so many desperate people out here that they don't understand that. Everybody, thumbs up this video real quick, please. Can we get 11 more likes real quick before we move on? It does equal that. You say you watched The Craft. The homegirl put a spell on him and the dude attempted to grape her. Yeah, I'm going to go deeper into it. I'm just waiting. 5 more likes, y'all, and then we'll keep it pushing. 3 more, please. 3 more likes and we'll keep it pushing, y'all. Let's get 3 more likes, my lovely babies. Weirdo gang. I love y'all so much, Weirdo gang. Thank y'all. But yeah, it's like, when you don't understand rituals and you don't understand binding and you don't understand all of this stuff and you go dibbing and dabbling in things because you have low self-esteem or you don't want somebody to leave you or they gave you some good bang, bang, bang or gave you some head or whatever it is the situation is. And then I'm gonna address something that was very insensitive that Tokyo Tony said, but she's very right. I watched a video, was it a couple of days ago, I think it was, where, oh yeah, she did write, I love you, Blueface in blood on the mirror. Yeah, Krishan is a little touched, honey. But Tokyo Tony made a statement. I just saw the video like a couple of days ago. I don't know how long ago she said it, but I saw the video a couple of days ago where she said that Krishan Rock had something going on with her because she wasn't ready for a child. She was too young. She hadn't quite figured things out for herself. She hadn't learned any self-love, and she brought a baby into a cemetery. She said that Krishan had admitted to having like 3 or 4 abortions or whatever, and she's saying that she grew that child in a cemetery. And I know it sounds really insensitive, but Tokyo Tony is about the one who got it the closest to hitting the nail on the head. Let me make this clear. I've been pregnant 3 times and I have 3 children. I've never had an abortion. I've never had a miscarriage. Thank you to all my ancestors for protecting me and mine and my womb before they got here. But okay, I want to say this to where I'm not offending anyone, okay? But I'm going to say something that's a little bit insensitive. This is a trigger warning. If you are sensitive, if you feel attacked or anything like that, it's not my intention, okay? Let me just make that clear. But anytime a person has an issue with fertilization, you should always look and ask your spiritual team what's going on with you before you seek a doctor. So say, for instance, a woman keeps getting pregnant and she keeps having miscarriages over and over and over. And some of that is because some of these women don't want to keep it 100, but sometimes in their younger years, they have a lot of abortions, a lot of them. Okay, and then when they get older and they get a man and they get a husband, they get in a serious relationship, they go and get pregnant and the babies keep falling out their womb because literally you have set your womb up to be a cemetery. She was right. She was 100% right. But other times, fertility issues can be a natural thing for some women. If you do have fertility issues, I empathize with you. I'm not taking shots at you or anything like that. But I'm talking about women who do toxic shit when they're in their younger years. They go around, they jump on men's laps, they ride them like a cowboy, they get prego, and in their mind, birth control is abortions, getting rid of the children. They don't give a shit about life. They don't give a shit about souls. They don't give a shit about karmics. They don't give a shit about contracts. They don't give a shit about God. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. And then one day, somebody falls in love with her and they get to rocking, and then they like, oh, okay, well, let me be this wife, and he wants kids, and let me do this and let me do that, and then they roll and they get pregnant and the babies keep falling out of their assholes. It's because, listen, karma always comes to collect. Karma always comes to collect. Homegirl don't miss no names, no days, and no addresses. That's how karma get down, okay? Good or bad karma. She always comes for her payment. She don't pay by her money, okay? And what we need to understand is when you're dealing with toxic people who are doing blood rituals, this is the type of shit that you get. This is the end game. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care. Krishan could go to a tattoo artist right now and get 400 million tattoos of Blueface on her body. She can get them covering her back. She can get his name. She can get his address. She can get whatever she wants dealing with Blueface. That is not going to make that man love her. He has been telling her from the beginning of the relationship, bitch, I don't fuck with you. This is a money relationship. This is about money. That girl went and had that baby to spite Jaden and to try to keep that man trapped. And she know that's what she did. Anybody who has any type of spiritual discernment knows exactly the reason why Junior is here. She did not have that child with that man out of love. I remember her being pregnant. I watched a video, her, she always fake crying and shit. She was like, oh, I can just abort the baby anytime I want while drinking. I'm not going to have it. I'm going to get rid of it. But her pregnant belly was big. Like this baby had a soul. Okay, the baby had a whole fucking soul. And by the way, after 6 weeks, your child has a soul inside of it. Okay, biblical text will tell you that. An angel came to Mary, an angel came to Elizabeth, told Elizabeth she was pregnant with John the Baptist, told Mary she was pregnant with Jesus, told her what they should name them and when they was going to give birth and all of that shit. Your baby has a soul at 6 weeks. Once 6 weeks reach, that child is a breathing soul. Okay, period. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Big Mama, damn sorry, girl. 6 to 10 weeks. Big Mama corrected me real quick. She's like, not all of them. Okay, 6 to 10 weeks, your child has a soul. It is a breathing, living soul. 6 to 10 weeks, okay? So up to 2.5 months. Once you get at that, that's like your first trimester. Once you get to that 2.5 months, your child has a soul, okay? This is the reason why they cut off you being able to abort at 10 weeks, okay? Because they know somewhere between that span of 6 to 10 weeks that child has a soul, okay? So for you guys who don't know that, please know, take notes, okay? Go and do your research or whatever. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the binding part of the love spells, okay? And this is the part that I don't think people understand the danger of, okay? I have seen so many girls and guys up on TikTok talking about these love spells that backfired and how their mother, had some guy put a spell on her and, and her mother lost her mind, and, her dad, her mom put a spell on her dad and her dad couldn't leave and everything like that, right? Let me tell you something. Binding someone to you is the worst thing you can do. People do it all the time. They even do it to their children unknowingly. Okay, you can bind someone to you. A binding spell also has a lot to do with blood. This is the reason why in biblical text, when it says a woman, when she's on her menstrual cycle, is unclean, it's not calling her dirty. When it says this woman is unclean when she's on her cycle, God is not calling women dirty. He's calling them dangerous. If she goes in the restroom and does whatever it is that she does, and she doesn't wash her hands properly, and then she goes in the kitchen and she starts to prepare your food, bro, you just got a spell put on you. And she probably didn't even mean to fucking do it. If she intentionally goes and takes something, that fluid that's coming from her body, and puts it in your food. She's evil and wicked, and you're in trouble. If you guys are doing the bang, 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 and you're going down on her, and it starts to come down and you lick it, you're in danger. Okay? And I'm not saying this is all done intentionally. I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding of why certain things are said in certain texts when it comes to certain situations. It's not always about bashing women. Sometimes it's about the fact that some women, not all, some women don't understand hygiene and the importance of it. There are some women who will literally be on their menstrual cycle and they don't know that they're supposed to cover up their stuff, their sanitation stuff. Okay? Some women will go in the bathroom and make that thing a whole goddamn funeral home with their nonsense from when they on their cycle, and they think that that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not living until it's out the body breathing, technically. Well, technically, yes, but spiritually, there's something different going on. Technically, it's not living until it's living outside the body, but spiritually, according to what Big Mama showed me, okay, once there is a spirit put inside of it, then it is living. It is living, okay? That's spiritually. Okay, that's the way they look. The spiritual realm, that's the way they look at it. Now, technically, we could argue about that all day. You know, technical, all right, cool. I won't argue with that. But spiritually, once it has a soul. Now, let me explain this too. Have you ever guys heard of a stillborn? If you guys have ever heard of a stillborn, put a 1. If not, I'm going to explain it to y'all. If you guys heard of a stillborn, put a 1 in the chat. If you haven't, put a 2. If you heard of a stillborn, put a 1. If you haven't, put a 2. And thumbs up the video, please. If I see any 2s, I may explain it. Okay, everybody's heard of a stillborn. Okay. All right, look like all y'all. Okay. All right. Everyone knows what a stillborn is for the most part. Okay. So basically, when a woman has a stillborn, that is a body that didn't receive a soul. No spirit is inside of it. That's why it comes out like that. There was no soul entered into that body. And this is the reason why it comes out what they call a stillborn. Listen, guys, everything that's happening on this planet is touched by something spiritual. Okay? A lot of people don't understand that. Everything that is happening in this realm is touched by something spiritual. The water in the ocean is spiritual. Eating fish is spiritual. Eating a hamburger is spiritual. Eating chicken is spiritual. Eating plants and vegetables, anything that had life that you consume, anything that had life that is in your body, anything that ever existed that has life is spiritual. Water is spiritual. It literally holds vibrations. If you think I'm lying, go on YouTube and type in the experiment that the guy did, where he took 2 different sets of water. He took one of them, he spoke positivity into the water, he stuck it in the freezer. He took the other glass of water, he spoke negativity into the water, he stuck it in the freezer. And what he spoke to the water negatively manifested in the water. What he spoke positively into the other water, it manifested into the water. All plants and vegetables live before you consume them. This is why they tell you to pray over your food. Okay? You guys need to understand what's going on here. Even if you just say thank you. Something had to die in order for you to live. Okay? Even if it's just a vegetable, a tomato. Okay? Does it not deserve the right to live a life? I mean, even though its lifespan is probably short as shit. But if you left it on the vine and just let it grow until it died naturally, would that not be like it's right? You get what I'm saying? Animals have rights. People have rights. Why doesn't plants and fruits and vegetables have rights? It's no different. We're all alive. Okay? But anywho, When you bind something to you, that means you can't get rid of it. So if you change your mind about this person or this situation that you're in with this person, let's say 5-10 years after, like we see Krishan Rock changing her mind about Blueface, but what does she keep saying? He keep calling me. He keep calling me. He keep blowing up my phone for real. Well, that's what you wanted him to do. That's why you went and did that blood ritual on your face and put that binding spell on him. That's why you did that. She's getting exactly what it is that she wanted. Duchess Dior, her and her husband both doing love spells on one another. He said that he went to see the psychic, and the psychic told him that his baby mama, her, Duchess Dior, somebody was doing black magic on him to keep him needy, okay, to keep his money low. And then she said, well, nigga, you doing love spells on me. You doing love spells on me. It's like, okay, so you want to keep him around, always in need of money, so that he'll stay with you because you know you a go-getter. I know that because of the live. They were talking about how they had taken, you know, X amount of thousands of dollars and invested in this, and they had bought land and did this and that. I mean, they were young, and it's really sad because it sounds like if they weren't trying to practice janky magic on each other, they actually could have been a power couple. But they didn't give themselves the opportunity for that to manifest because they were too busy trying to control one another. Let me explain this as well to you guys. Anytime somebody feels like they need to have control over any situation, be it love, be it their children, you know, your children are getting older. There's people that be like, oh yeah, my 15, my 13, my 14-year-old daughter over here talking to boys. I'm going to kick her ass. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You're not going to stop nothing. You're not going to stop nothing. The best thing you can do for that child is sit them down and educate them. You know, let me tell you what my mother did. My mama was crazy. Let me tell you what my mother did when I turned 12. Because I woke up one morning with A cups. I went to bed flat chest and woke up the next day with fucking A cups. My mom was like, oh my fucking God. She about freaked out. So I guess she knew what was coming next. You know, the hormones and the, you know, the puberty and all of that. I guess she knew. My mama went... Back then, we didn't have the internet, okay? My mama went to the fucking library, and she went and got this really, really graphic book on STDs that showed you everything, y'all. I'm talking about gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, on the genitals. On the fucking genitals. And she sat me, my brother, and my sister down and made us read this motherfucking book and look at these pictures. And when I tell y'all, that shit has been burned and etched in my motherfucking head since I was 12. I have never caught an STD. Thank you, ancestors. Okay? And one of the reasons why I have never caught an STD is because I was so well educated about them. I knew the ones that you can still catch even with a condom on. Okay? Like herpes and crabs and shit. I knew. I was so funny about sitting on, I will not sit on public toilets and stuff like that. I try to keep my shit shaved low, so you know what I'm saying? Can't no bacteria and bugs and shit live in my shit. Like, yo, when I tell y'all, my mom sat us down and she taught us the right way. It was like, okay, I know you're gonna do it anyway, but this is the risk if you don't do it right. Here's the risk of what can happen if you don't do it right. Okay? Now, she didn't say anything about the babies because, you know, Christian people always want to have grandbabies. She was happy about the, you know, when a nigga found out they was pregnant. She was happy when my brother's baby mama found out she was pregnant, that old goofy bitch. And she was happy when I found out I was pregnant. Well, I lied, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, she sat us down and traumatized the shit out of us. And when she first did it, I was mad because I was like, why would you make us look at that? Because like for a week, I couldn't even eat. I like wanted to throw up every day for a whole week. I was like, that is so fucking disgusting. Like, where did you even find this book? Like, this need to be banned from the library. But as I got older and I saw how cautious I was and how at 45 years old, I've never had an STD, bitch, ever. Not one. I've had a UTI before, but that's not an STD. Okay, they said I needed to drink some damn cranberry juice and stop wearing, what the fuck was that I was wearing at the time? I think it was polyester. I think I had to because I only wear cotton now. I think it was polyester I was wearing that was like fucking with my you know, my pH or whatever. That. So that's what that was. And then and I was wearing too tight pants, like jeans that would like push on my gut and stuff, you know, my stuff. So yeah, I had to loosen up my clothes. I know this faja. I know this faja tight as shit. I had to loosen up my clothes. I had to change my underwear to looser fitting underwear and looser fitting jeans. Thank God they came out with the stretch, because I used to love me some tight jeans back in the day before they came out with that stretchy shit. And yeah, and that solved my issue. But anywho, when people do binding spells, they don't understand that binding someone to you means that this person can't leave. Now, let me explain another danger of that. Binding someone to you in life binds them to you in death. I know. Y'all probably like, bitch, what is you talking about? Okay. What is it? Through sickness and health till death do us part. Everybody knows what those words mean. Everybody knows those are the vows that a lot of people take when they're getting married. You should never, ever, ever, ever speak those vows out loud. You should never put words like that into the universe. Ever. Because if either one of you change your mind, the outcome you said yes to. Now, let me tell you another thing that people don't know. Low vibrational spirits, energies, and entities are only allowed to do to you what you give them permission to do. Hence, why I only fuck with Big Mama. Hence, why Big Mama is my spiritual security. Hence, why I do not dabble in magic. I have never touched a Ouija board. I've never been interested. I don't know any fucking love spells. I'm not interested. I don't know any binding spells. I'm not fucking interested. I'm not interested. The only thing you can talk to me about is, bitch, how to get some money. Period. Okay? If that shit ain't about making no money, I don't give a damn about it. I don't give a damn about it. Okay? Let me let you know. I do not care if it is not about getting no money. But I'm not interested in things like that, because here's the thing, right? First of all, I'm a very complex creature. Okay, I'm a very complex creature, and any woman who is in touch with her femininity and has mastered her dark and light femininity, you already know what it is. You already know what it is, girl. You don't need no love spells, bitch. All you need to do is be you. These motherfuckers gonna fall at your knees and fall in love with your ass, and you ain't got to do nothing. All you got to do is show up to the party. Send me the low. Here I come. Walking that motherfucker looking like you, being the dark and light, yin and yang that you were created to be. You don't need a love spell. Okay? Do your Kegel exercises. Work on your attitude. Okay? Be a bitch when you need to be a bitch. Be a lady when you need to be all the time. Always be a fucking lady. Even if you being a bitch, always be a lady. Okay? But walk into the room and do what you do. You don't need a love spell, ladies. You don't. When the doctor said it's a girl, that was a spell right there. That was a spell. Okay? But when you bind someone to you, you bind them to you in life and death. And this is the reason why some of you guys, when you book readings with me, you go, oh, this person, I feel like I've been connected to them. I feel like we had past lives together. Why did I have this mother? Why did I have this family? Why did I have this grandmother? Why is my mama so evil? Why is my daddy so this? Why did he leave me? Why did... You all have had binding spells done with you in past lives with all of those people. I hate to be the one. I was never going to tell y'all that. I was never, ever going to tell you guys that. But I have to let you know, I feel like now is the time. We've been doing this for quite some time on this channel. I feel like a lot of you guys have woken up and you understand where it is that I'm going. Those who know, you know. Okay, everybody ain't going to understand me. Everybody not going to understand this. It ain't meant for everybody to understand. But those of you who know, those of you who rock with me, those of you who've been doing that work that I've been telling y'all to do over the years, you know what I'm talking about. All of y'all have had a binding spell put on you with these people that you cannot detach from. Or you have put a binding spell on yourself by saying shit like, through sickness and health till death do us part. You don't ever tell anyone like that. You hear people saying things like, oh, that's my child. I'm going to love my child unconditionally no matter what. Binding spell. So if your child go upside your head, you still gonna let them come up in your house because you gave birth to them. So if your child steal from you, call you a bitch, cheat on you, sleep with your man, sleep with your wife, try to unalive you, you still gonna love this child unconditionally just because they used you as a portal to get here? Oh, is it that deep? Your love run that deep? God love don't even run that deep. God in Deuteronomy said, here are my commandments. Listen to them and live. Disobey them and bitch you will die. And not only will you die, but you're going to die suffering. Go read Deuteronomy. Thank you for the cash out, baby. Oh, Nika. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay? You think I'm lying? Go read Deuteronomy. It tell you clear as day. God said there's conditions on my love. And anybody who's walking around in the earth with unconditional love, I hate to be the one to break this to you, but you're a fool. If there are no conditions on your love, you are a fool. You will be disappointed. You will be abused. Somebody is going to hurt you. They're going to snatch the heart that you gave them, throw it on the ground, and stomp on it. Only a fool gives someone unconditional love. I don't give a damn who they are. If God said, come, let us create man in our image and in our likeness, and God's love is conditional, your love should be conditional. It just is what it is. And, you know, when I was in my Christian days, I remember I used to say this prayer all the time. I used to be like, God, help me to be more like you. Help me to be more like Christ. Help me to be, right? This is before I understood that Christ was a whole rebel out here, right? Before I realized that Christ was out here turning over tables on the Sabbath and whooping people's asses, right? About doing shit they wasn't supposed to be doing, right? I was still stuck in that, you know, Christ forgive everybody and he's this and he's that. But let me explain this to you, right? As I started reading the scriptures on my own and I stopped just listening to what the pastor was saying, and I saw how much of a rebel Christ was when I saw him coming for the Pharisees and the scribes. Pharisees are people who were put here to kind of like fuck the Pharisees. Let's talk about the scribes. The scribes are the people who were put here to write. Scribes are writers. Okay, back in the day, they called writers, artists, whatever, people who wrote, they called them scribes. Scribes were responsible for writing the scriptures. They were responsible for writing or whatever it is that God was telling them so that everyone could get the word, right? And listen, Jesus stayed coming for them. It's like y'all of y'all father, the devil. Y'all are wicked. Y'all are evil. He told the people, don't do what they do what they say. They're liars. They're liars. They'll tell you one thing and then they'll turn around and they'll do something else. They preach for money. Listen, it's so much stuff in that book that people miss. It's so much shit in that book that people miss. But when I started reading it for myself, I was like, oh. And then they used to call Jesus a demon, and they called him Satan's son, and they called him an alcoholic because he hung out with the alcoholics, and they said his eyes was always red because he was always drinking wine. But he said, y'all don't need me in the synagogues. Y'all say y'all righteous in the synagogue. That's where all the holy people at. That's where all of the righteous people are. What the fuck am I doing in there? Who am I saving of the righteous? I need to go where the sinners are. Where are the sinners? Send me to the sinners. I came to save the sinners. Okay, so that's the reason why they said that he was the son of Beelzebub. That's Satan. Okay, so anyways, but you guys need to understand that a lot of you are doing binding spells as we speak, and you don't realize that you're doing it. You have to be really, really, really careful with what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're manifesting out of your mouth, and a lot of these rituals that you guys are doing. Okay, I remember at one point in time, I used to go to church and my mom would be like, oh, they doing communion, and I would play sick. And I didn't know why, but something didn't feel right doing it. Like when I would go and they would be like, oh, everybody get the, you know, they would have a little juice and a little cracker, and they would be like, I eat this flesh. And when I would hear flesh in my brain, it would be like, I don't know why, guys, but my brain would process it like I'm eating like somebody's skin. It was just weird. And I remember my mom be like, yeah, they have a communion. And I would be like, oh, I got cramps. My stomach hurt. I don't feel good. Oh, my God, Jesus. You know, I would play sick. My throat hurt. My chest hurt. I would pretend that something was wrong with me so I did not have to go for communion, right? But every Sunday we did do volunteer work after church, and I really, really loved that. I used to love going to the homeless shelters and, like, feeding the homeless and shit. So I used to hate missing that. But I couldn't. It was something inside of me where I just couldn't do it. Like, they would have us put the cracker in our mouth, and they would like be talking, and as the cracker would be melting, I don't know, I would get this really disgusting, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but it was disgusting. And then you drink of the blood, and they would say it, and they were like, they do this in remembrance of my flesh, and eat the flesh. And I was like, ah. And then I started having these visions that they like ate. Anyways, never mind, we're not gonna go there. Okay, anyways, but there is one way, there is only one way for us to get these contracts. Like I hear people say, oh God, you need to do a cord cutting ritual. Give me $1,500 and I'll cord cut it. Jesus. You know, watching this spiritual movement is really sad. The things that they're doing to you guys is a really, really sad thing. The way that you cut spiritual cords is to denounce them. You say, I denounce that. I denounce my connection with whomever for whatever reason. I am not to be used. I am not to be hurt. I am not to be unalived. I am not to be disrespected. My life is safe. I am safe. I do not want my life in danger. I do not want you know, this situation to go in a negative manner or fashion. I denounce whatever loyalty, whatever pact, whatever binding that I bound myself with this person, I denounce it. It's really simple. That's free. I mean, if you can talk. You know, however, if you can't talk, then you might want to go see somebody. But if you can talk, yeah, releasing a soul tie is so easy. And when I watch this spiritual movement and I see the things that are going on in this community, it's really disheartening to see so many people running around doing things that don't make any sense whatsoever, trying to bind people through them and keep people connected. And I saw this one TikTok where they were talking about some girl went to a witch to bring this dude back to life. I was like, what in the world is going on? He got unalived and you had her bring him back from the grave? Like, girl, what kind of love is that? I don't want no parts of it. Okay? But you guys have to understand what it is that's happening right now in these day and age. And I need you guys to really, really understand how deep this is. With these karmic children, you can speak over your children, your karmic ties to be detached from your child. So, say for instance, your kid is like 3 or 4 years old or 5 or 6, whatever age it is that you start to see like, oh shit, this little nigga acting like his daddy. We don't need him acting like his daddy. Speak that. Whatever karmic attachments are attached to my child that are negative, because there's some things that are just DNA. It just is what it is. Okay, there's some shit, look, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about that. But some of these behavioral traits are actually karmic. So, for instance, my ex-husband has a mixed daughter, and his oldest son is unalived now. He unalived himself. And our child, at one point in time, before my son even started dating, he was like, I want me a white girl. I want me a white girl. And I kept saying, well, he ain't never dated nobody before, so I wonder why he feels that way. So one day I sat down with him. Y'all seen him on my channel. I sat down with him one day and I said, son, I said, what is it? I said, well, have you ever dated anybody? No, I ain't never had no girlfriend before, mama. I said, okay. I said, well, what is it that makes you only want to date white women? I mean, if you want to date white girls, fine, but why is that the only one I hear you talk about? I never hear you talking about a black woman. I never hear you talking about mixed women, nothing. It's just always white girls, white girls, white girls. I'm like, what's going on? My other 2 children weren't like that. Okay, my other 2 children weren't like that, but they got a different daddy. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what's going on with you? And he was like, I don't know, mama. I just want me a white girl. And I was like, That's weird. But then when I sat back and thought about it, right? My two oldest kids, okay, I got my two oldest kids that when I was in high school. He's my high school sweetheart. I got two kids by him. A couple months after me and him broke up, I ended up getting with the guy that I married and had a baby with him. Okay? Real fast. Sierra Russell Wilson type shit. Actually, sooner than that. Yeah, it was sooner than that. We met sooner than that. But anyways, I didn't notice at the time, but you can break some of the karmic ties that are on your child by saying, I denounce such and such behavior. I denounce this, I denounce that. I had to do it with my baby boy. I didn't know that that's what I was doing at the time, but I was like, if there is something going on with him that is like karmic or something that like, because I knew it was his dad. I already knew it was. His dad was fascinated with white women. When me and him got together, the white women will come to me and be like, he don't even like black women. Like, I don't know what he's doing. This is weird. I think he's using you. This is weird. So that's how bad my ex-husband had it. Excuse me. But when I got pregnant, I wasn't thinking like, oh, your kid is going to come out and have like this fetish towards, white women for no fucking reason. Because I don't have a problem with you dating white women, but like, give everybody a chance. Like, who said just because she white, she right, nigga? Like, no, you date everybody, and the one who does right by you, that's who you choose. Like, what the fuck? Like, where they do that at? That's biased, and it's racist, and it's weird, right? So, anyways, when I noticed this in him, and he was a teenager, when I noticed it in him, and I was like, okay, I said, listen, if there's something going on spiritually, I didn't say karmic at the time, because I didn't understand it at the time. I was like, if there's something going on with him spiritually where his mind is being altered because of like what happened with his dad, then I denounce that. You know what I mean? Let him make his own choices freely. Don't let my child be controlled by some, spiritual attachment or something that was said or done or, behind my back that I don't understand. Fuck that. Give him free will. Let him date whoever loves him. Like, what the fuck? And sure enough, he came off of it. As I did have to keep saying it every day for months. Okay. But eventually I didn't go in his room with like blessed oil and be like, in the name of Jesus, nigga, you goddamn. I didn't do that. I was just like, okay, that's who you want to date, but tell me why. Is there no other people you're interested in? And he was like, no, not right now. I was like, huh? That's weird. Somebody who wants to be in a healthy relationship is going to date whoever is going to love them. They're not going to care what skin color they are. They're going to be like, okay, who's going to take care of this little gushy little heart I got here, okay? So it's like, okay, that's freaking weird, dude. So anyways, it took a few months, probably like 6 or 7 maybe, of me just manifesting, saying it out loud in my room and at night and things like that. I'm like, any karmic attachments, any negative attachments attached to my son that's making him see things the wrong way. We denounce you. You do not get to use his vessel. You are not welcome here. Nobody is welcoming you here into this family, into this bloodline. Detach from him. Go away. Shit like that. Now, for those of you who see something like that maybe happening in your family with your children or your sons behaving with some sons behave like their dads and they've never even met their dads before. Like seriously, there's boys and girls that can behave like a parent who's never been present and they've never met that person before. This is how serious these soul ties are, and this is one of the biggest reasons why they tell us to handle our childhood wounding. Right? Because a lot of you don't know that those people who are not present in your life has a very, very big effect on you and sometimes your offspring as well. Okay? So I really want to see especially our community, the melanated community, man, it's like I'm watching us running around like chickens with our head cut off because we've been so lost and we've been so deceived and everything has been taken from us. All of our knowledge, all of our magic, all of our work, everything has been taken. Every education that we have, our language. But let me explain this to you guys as well, real quickly. If you guys don't know the history of our people, the way that a lot of our magic and a lot of our education got taken from us is that we gave it to them. A lot of our men went and married Becky and made babies with Becky, and they would teach the children, their ancestral lineage. So magic and, the language and spell work and everything like that. And those kids would go and turn around and teach their mothers. I mean, If Mama Becky and Daddy Tyrone, and you over here loving on her, you ain't told them, hey, don't tell your mama, so they don't think it's nothing wrong with sharing with their mother. And then their mother will go back and share it with her family. And now you got a good old-fashioned infiltration. Look, okay? That's just how it works. It's showing 94 likes on my end. Okay? I'm just saying, what can you do about that? You know, try your best to protect your lineage, and try your best to protect, because here's the thing with me, and the way I see things, and this is my own personal opinion. I could be 100% totally wrong, but whatever. I think it's hard enough giving birth to and raising black people. Purebred. I'm not about to go out here and make no mixed child. As hard as it is to just raise black people, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. My stepdaughter was mixed. And this baby used to come home from school and be like, the kids at school talking about me. They said I'm not black. And when I went over to the white people, they said I'm not white. So what am I? That baby used to be so damn confused. She used to come home from school in fucking tears. I didn't know what to tell that child. I used to be like, somebody help, because this was before Big Mama had even passed on. And was able to help me on the other side. Big Mama passed away when I was pregnant with my oldest son, Lucky. That's 23. But when I had that little girl, she used to come home from school crying. I didn't know what to tell that baby. I didn't know what the fuck to tell her. And I used to be like looking at her daddy like, you need to go and talk to your daughter. Like, what? I don't know what the fuck to say. Like, I don't know what to say. And then when I sat her down and tried to teach her, like, the history of black people and the history of white people, and she told her mother went and opened a child protective case on us, which they closed immediately after they found out what happened. That lady was a goofy back in the day. But she went and opened a child protective case on us and said that I was trying to brainwash her baby. And I'm like, how the fuck am I trying to brainwash your baby? Bitch, you brainwashed your baby by going to have a baby with a goddamn Tyrone, and then don't want to explain to her this baby coming home from school every day crying, and I don't know what the fuck to tell her. And I'm the stepmama. We got custody of the little girl, and I don't know what to tell her. So I'm over here like, bitch, you the demon. How am I the bad guy? Okay? But anyways, be careful out here. For those of you people who think that it's okay to practice magic and binding spells, and you think it's cute and you think it's funny, and you think that toxic relationships are funny and they're entertaining, and oh, this is dope, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go tattoo this man's name or his face or his birthday or whatever on my body, please remember that you are doing a blood ritual. I gave you the definition at the beginning of the video. If you didn't see the beginning of the video, please go and watch the playback. Don't forget to thumbs up the video when you're watching the playback. But listen, guys, it's dangerous out here. And if you guys don't understand the dangers of what it is that's going on, then I urge you to stop messing with shit until you understand it. Hey, Tenfo. Okay? Stop messing with things that you don't understand before some of y'all end up and you're going to fuck around and wake up dead. If you don't want to wake up dead, stop fucking with shit that you don't understand. Because now Duchess Dior done woke up dead. Okay? That's what she did. She wanted to keep that man alive, a man around. And instead of him packing up his things and leaving her like he should have done, they saying that he unalived her with his bare hands, y'all. They didn't find no bullet holes, no knife wounds. I don't know what the story is, but that's what I heard. He used his bare hands to get rid of that girl. And if y'all don't want to wake up dead, y'all got to stop playing. Stop playing with shit that y'all don't understand. That invisible realm is deeper than what the fuck y'all think it is. Yes, demons are real. Angels are too. Okay? They are. But somebody who is not in authority over their self can't have authority over a demon. King Solomon used demons to help build the temple, according to the scriptures. Okay? We don't know how true that is, but according to the scriptures, that's what it says. Okay? And they have found many monuments of where they say, oh, who moved these bricks? There's no human could have did this. It wasn't no machines back then. Hello. Who you think built? Okay? Something otherworldly. All right? So, and by the way, When you have complete authority over yourself and free will, and you give everything and everyone around you free will, guess what? You can command angels and demons to do anything you want them to do. That's the real fucking magic. But you gotta have a pure soul. They don't fuck with tainted energies. They don't. They don't fuck with witches. If you're a real witch and a real warlock, they not fucking with you. They not. You running around here trying to put spells on people, trying to bind people, doing blood rituals and eating flesh and shit and all of that. They don't fuck with that. They don't. That's why the furthest most people can get is Jesus. That's it. Or Allah. That's it. They scratch the surface and that's all they can get. They can't get past that. They can't get past the Bible. Oh, you can't read nothing else. The Bible says if you read another book, you demon. If you read tarot cards, you a demon. They stuck. They stuck. Okay? Over here bowing at altars at churches and shit. They stuck. Okay? You have to unstick yourself in order for you to see the truth. You have to stop doing fucking rituals that you don't understand in order to see the truth. Stop running around here slinging kang dangalang all over the place when you don't understand the truth. Okay? And if you are going to slang kang dangalang, because I understand, I heard that you know, that Ilnana is something else. Dang, I ain't never had none, but I heard what the men had said about it. If you are, strap up, bro. I know y'all like it raw. But strap the fuck up. Get the goddamn condoms I showed y'all on here. The skin. Go get a skin. They made by Trojan. You feel everything. Them bitches don't break. None of that. Okay? You can go all night with one of them motherfuckers. Bang, 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 bang. Sweat your curls out. That motherfucker still be on. Okay? Listen. Don't play. I showed y'all what y'all need to use. Okay? I'm on here trying to show y'all some love, okay? But yeah, y'all gotta stop being weird with this weird ass shit y'all out here doing, okay? If you want complete autonomy over your own self, your own freedom, and your own outcome, you have to allow other people that too. You can't go around here trying to bind people and do love spells on people to make somebody love you. If you need to do a spell on a motherfucker to make him love you, bitch, your pussy trapped. I mean, queen filters. Sorry. If you need to do spells on somebody to make them love you, then you have not fully tapped into your divine dark and light energies. All of us have it. Men and women have dark and light energies. Men need to tap more into their light. They are very tapped into their fucking dark energy. Oh my God. Okay? Men need to tap into that light energy. Because what a real man knows, that the most powerful man is a man who knows how to empathize. The most powerful man is a man who has no issue whatsoever with being in touch with his emotions. None. Because I told y'all this before. One of the reasons why I fell in love with bad boys, because a bad boy will cry on your shoulder and knock somebody's teeth out their damn mouth. Okay? At least the bad boys I've dealt with. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. If you a bad boy in the streets, a B-boy, whatever fuck you want to call it, and you ain't got no emotions, you don't know how to hug me when I'm sad and rub my feet when they hurt and lick me from my up and down till I say stop. Okay? You got an issue with that? You don't know how to come to me and say, baby, look, I don't like you doing A, B, C, D, and E. That shit hurt my feelings. And you just going to sit there and huff and puff? Nah, baby, I don't want that bad boy. Y'all can have him. I don't even date bad boys that are felons. I have before. Got my ass beat. Learned from that shit, okay? Nigga who been in jail before ain't got no problem with going back. All his friends and stuff, okay? That nigga ain't got no problem with going back. I don't date for ex-felons and shit. I date bad boys that know how to be good boys when they need to be fucking good boys. I date bad boys that know how to shake a cop's hand and let him walk off with a speeding without getting a ticket. I date bad boys that are educated, okay? Yeah, he'll beat your ass. He might even pow you, but he ain't gonna do it for no damn reason. He not gonna do it just because today Wednesday and the sun's shining, so he finna go outside and unalive some damn body. And it's hot. Like, no. If this man finna put one in you, trust me, you earned it. You earned it. If he put one in you, everybody gonna say, what did you do? What did you, not why did he do that to you? What did you do to him? Them the type of bad boys I like. A man who gonna stand up for himself, stand up for his family, stand up for his woman, respect me, the way that I respect him, love me the way that I love him, and he don't have no problem with the world knowing that I'm his bitch. He love me and say something about me, bitch, and he finna knock your teeth out. That's how that shit gonna go. Or no, fuck that. Say whatever you want to say. Touch her. Act like you gonna touch her. Touch my goddamn kids. Act like you gonna touch them. Pretend like you gonna touch my kids and watch this. Hey dog, record this. Them type of niggas I like. Record this. This nigga said he finna hit my wife. Hey bruh, here go my phone, bruh. Record this. Them the niggas I like. Okay? Pull your goddamn pants up, nigga. Put some powder on your feet. Okay? Use a baby wipe when you done taking a dump. But be ready to whoop that ass when somebody coming for your bitch. Okay? Them the type of bad boys I like. Business bad boys. He took his dope money and went and opened up a goddamn restaurant or a barber shop. That's the type of bad boy I like. He got something to lose, bitch. I don't want no bad boy still going and punching in the streets. No, I'm straight. Okay? I need a real bad boy, a smart bad boy, an educated bad boy. Okay? Fuck you talking about. Anyways, that's what I came on here to tell y'all. Or a tractor. Oh yeah, I was a trucker for 5 years. Everybody know that, Mr. Oh, you might not know Mr. Tenfold. You just started fucking with me recently. Yeah, I got videos on here with me doing readings in my tractor. Yeah, tractor trailer, all that. Yeah, most of them are ex bad boys. A lot of them dudes in trucking is ex bad boys, but it's different kinds. You got the ones that still just got out the street yesterday, then you got the ones that been trucking 5-6 years, and they like, hell nah, bitch, ain't nobody finna hit you. You crazy? Bitch, I got a passport. I got businesses. I just bought my mama a house. I got 3 motorcycles and 2 Lexuses, a Benz. Big ass house. Ain't nobody hitting you, ho. I'm finna call the cops on your ass. Okay? A real bad boy ain't scared to call the police when a bitch get a tripping. Girl, get my phone. Okay, fuck it. I'm finna call 911. I'm calling the police. You hit me, I'm finna call the police. He pull his phone out, start taking pictures. You bitch ass nigga, you call the cops. I sure the fuck did. Bitch, you would have called them on me had I bust you side your goddamn head. I'm calling the police on you, Shaniqua. You got me fucked up, bitch. You going to jail. Okay? Bitch, I got shit to lose. This bitch take me to jail and sue me for $100,000. Bitch, she can get it. I got it in the bank. Okay? Them bad boys turn me the fuck on, bitch. What? Talking about talking dirty to me. That's what I'm talking. Woo! I got to calm down. I done got myself all hot and bothered. Okay? Anyways, I'm about to go, y'all. Shit. I just had to get on here and tell y'all about this ritual shit. I'm still waiting on some more content creators to talk about Fat Joe. And don't nobody like Fat Joe. I've been waiting on somebody to say something about this shit. I only seen 2 people talking about Fat Joe. 2 damn people talking about Fat Joe. I'm like, don't nobody give a fuck that he getting sued. You know, I wanted to do a reading on Annabelle, but let me tell you something, right? Okay. I thought about that. I don't want to do a reading. I don't want to pull cards on it because I already know what's going on with that spirit because I asked Big Mama about it. But let me tell y'all something about that real quick before I'm probably going to end up talking about it since you done said something. When I was a little girl, there was these dolls that our parents went and bought for us called Raggedy Ann and Andy. That was the doll. And let me tell you something. I remember the year that my mother went and bought that doll for me. And when she brought it in the house, weird shit started happening. The lady next door passed away. That was my mom's best friend. She suddenly, unalived. She was young too. She unalived suddenly. We ended up getting a roach infestation really, really badly. And I told my mama, I said, I don't like that baby. And she said, why you don't like that baby? And I lied and I told her because the baby was white. I had a whole bunch of white baby dolls, but I didn't like her. She had red hair. She looked weird. She had these big eyes. It's that doll. It's that fucking doll. Now that I think about it, it's that doll. And our house almost caught fire. Well, we was living in the projects. We wasn't in no goddamn house, child. But yeah, but we had went to church one Sunday and my mom was like cooking. And my mom never does this. But for some reason, she left like the pan on the stove on. Okay. Later, Mr. Tenfold. Yeah, she left the pan on. And when we came back home, it was like our whole apartment was smoked out real bad. And I got rid of it. I threw it by the dumpster where everybody used to throw everything they didn't want. I threw it by the dumpster. I got rid of it. Okay? I didn't fucking like that goddamn doll. I didn't know that there was something to it, though. I had no idea. No fucking idea. I just knew something wasn't right. I also had a dream, what was it, like maybe that same night or that week, I saw a witch outside of my fucking window. Bitch was real to me. Fuck you. Kiss my ass. I'm like, oh, it's just a dream. No, 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 no. That hoe was real. Okay. So yeah, I'm about to go ahead and go, but yeah, I had to come and give my 2 cents on that. I'm waiting on a couple more content creators to talk about the situation with Fat Joe, because I want to do a reading on it, but I don't want to do it if ain't nobody gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? If don't nobody give a shit, then I don't want to do it. No, Junebird. You didn't, Tiana? Yeah, I didn't like that fucking doll. It was something weird. Like, out of all my other baby dolls that I had, I don't think I ever played with that baby doll. That Raggedy Ann and Andy doll. They called her Raggedy Ann when I was a little girl. I never played with it. I never liked it. It was something weird about that fucking doll. It was something weird. Okay? Am I going to do another Ask a Question reading this week? I can. I remember Kid Sister. I remember the song. I don't remember the doll. I don't think I had that one. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go, guys. Yeah, I could do one this week. Only reason I've been kind of taking time off because I've been going hard doing readings every day, and then I started cramping and shit. So I was like, let me just lay in the fucking bed and just kind of like relax while I die slowly. But I've been eating chocolate covered pretzels, and I want to get up and go to the gym, but I don't want to have no happy little accidents. Okay. So yeah, so I've been laying in the bed doing nothing. Okay. Watching fucking YouTube videos, laughing and shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I'm gonna go get me some ice so I can have some cold drinks when I get to the house. I'm gonna go eat, and I'm gonna relax and take some more fucking naproxen for these stupid for my stupid stomach. I'll be so happy when menopause go ahead and kick all the way in, y'all. I'm premenopausal. Let me tell you something. I don't know what my cycles be doing. I don't know what the fuck be going on. I don't know. I be feeling like I need an exorcist sometime. I be like, what is this? This is weird. Like, menopause is trash. But I'm still taking my lion's mane, so I haven't been getting like the real bad symptoms. Thank you to whoever told me about that lion's mane, girl. You saved my fucking life. Thank you so much, boo. Let me say this real quick. Y'all got this video to over 100 likes. I want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm really thinking about doing like maybe like a monthly giveaway or something like that, where maybe somebody can win like a 30-minute reading or something. I've been thinking about it. It's been on my heart heavy because I feel like I need to give back to you guys. But maybe we'll set something up. I also just started a Twitch account last night? Maybe last night or earlier today. I just started a Twitch account. There's no content on it, but I did go and, you know, set up the profile because Big Mama told me to. Okay, have no fucking idea what I'm gonna do over there yet, but the name is Nuworld Tarot for those of you who are interested. I already know y'all love me. I know y'all roll with me. I know I'm probably gonna have subs on there now that y'all know, but I'm gonna try to you know, twerk around a little bit in these social media streets. I got people sharing my videos and stuff on TikTok. I really need to get back on there and start, you know, doing what I need to do. So yeah, I got magnesium and potassium pills too, but they made me go to the bathroom, girl. And I don't be wanting to feel like that when I'm, you know, going through this. But thank you, sweetheart. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for thumbs up. Oh my God, 111 likes. I absolutely love it. We got to end it now before we mess up the good vibe. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much to everybody who attended, who always attended. Y'all fuck with me the long way. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you for the Super Chats. Thank you for everything, guys. If you're looking to book any type of readings, email me at nuworldtarot@gmail.com. I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next video. And I love you so much. You guys have a great evening. Later.